past the 110. There's an accident there in the middle lane. So extra tight on that stretch back into the East LA interchange. Northbound side of the 110, you're going to be on the brakes there from South Los Angeles up to Stadium Way. Enjoy if you've got a ticket. Injured in an accident? Visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
Anaheim Hills 91 eastbound, slowing down to 55 to Green River. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
This report is sponsored by Sam and Ash Injury Law.
If you find yourself in a situation where you're injured a little or a lot, this is so easy to remember. Sam and Ash is hurt in a crash. Just in case, put this number in your phone. 800-304-2000. Call Sam and Ash and hurt in a crash. SamandAshLaw.com.
San Manuel Casino is changing its name and changing the game. San Manuel Casino is now Yamaha Resort and Casino at San Manuel, with 2 new casino floors, now with over 6,500 slots, the most in the West. A new high-limit room for 5 elevated gaming experiences, new luxury retail shops, restaurants and bars, and even more thrills to come. Experience a level of thrill that California has never seen before. San Manuel Casino is now Yamaha Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Details at Yamaha.com. Must be 21. Please gamble responsibly.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. Have you still not gone solar? Let me help clear up some misconceptions. Solar doesn't cost you money. It saves you money. And it doesn't matter where your panels are made. It matters who makes them. And those $29.95 solar specials, they're not what's going to end up on your home. Sunlux left all of that behind to build a company that does solar better. Time for solar, it's time for Sunlux. Get started today at sunlux.com. That's sunlux.com. CSLB 1008374. If you've been injured in an accident, call Chris and Frank and take that to the bank. Chris and Frank are the most trusted names in personal injury. So well trusted, they go by their first name. With over 30 years of combined personal injury victories, they have a proven reputation for recovering the maximum compensation for accident victims and their families. Get the best possible settlement with Chris and Frank, accident attorneys. To schedule a free consultation, visit chrisandfrank.com. That's chrisandfrank.com.
Watch Tennis Channel as the sport's top stars battle at one of the year's most prestigious tournaments, the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells, California. Exclusive daily live coverage now through October 17th on Tennis Channel.
Get Wendy's bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for $1.99. This hot buttery croissant is fluffy enough to sleep on. Wakey, wakey, get a better breakfast for just $1.99. Only at Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price participation may vary. Still running delivery prices may vary. Not valid in the combo.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, buy a 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 motor oil and save $10 on a pair of wiper blades. It's the perfect autumn deal. Mobil 1 for colder weather, new wipers for the rain, and an extra $10 to buy Halloween candy you'll most likely eat yourself. We're not judging. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, discount include taxes and fees. Advertised sale price not available in some states. Ends 10/31/21.
If you thought you missed the lowest mortgage rates in history, you're in luck because they're back. Mortgage rates are near historic lows again. So if you have a mortgage, refinance it and forget it. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Network Capital Funding is offering a low 15-year fixed rate at 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Incredible! Network Capital has built a reputation for saving people time and money with our unique process that's fast, simple, and secure. Our 15-year fixed rate is 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Now, second chances don't come often, and you may never see these rates again. So, refinance it and forget it. That's a 15-year fixed at 1.75%. Yes, 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Call the experts at Network Capital now. Call 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448. NMLS 11712. Not licensed in all states. Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation and the Financing Law. Number 603-787. And equal opportunity lender. Rates subject to change and may not be available rate law. Discount points may apply. Subject to credit approval. Call 800-500-1448 for additional cost information.
Discovered something about my daughter's dog doing something lightning. Oh no. Couldn't care less.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, it's a house full of very loud flatulence.
Kendall's used to sudden, loud, finger quote, thunderclap.
Yeah, explosive noises, like thunder.
Bill Handel, mornings from 6 to 10
Too bad dogs have such a sensitive sense of smell.
on KFI.
John Kick Show. John Kogal and Vincent KFI Am, supporting live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Well, barring somebody like Rick Caruso entering the LA City Mayor's race, Bill Buscaino is our best chance to progress to the side. completely off the cliff. Well, his idea will work, and he's proposing the city council pass an ordinance that bans public sleeping, public camping in all public places, sidewalks, everything. And if the council won't do it, and they're not going to do it, he's going to gather signatures. He needs 65,000 to qualify for the ballot, and then we vote on it. And that's probably what will happen. And it'll probably...
Yeah, he said that he had a lot of excitement from people that are willing to give time and money to the effort. We're back to the oil spill, and I guess I'm going to get to use this term because I'm very excited to use it. We have a vessel of interest. It's German.
Well,
A container ship. The Coast Guard apparently is looking at a container ship that was in the area of the oil pipeline last weekend. It is now apparently docked in Oakland. It is called the Rotterdam Express, a German container ship. It was anchored Friday near the area of the oil spill, but now is in the port of Oakland. And they want to talk to those people. But a spokesman for the German firm that owns the Rotterdam Express said the container ship was anchored in the vicinity of the spill, but was pretty far away from the pipeline. In fact, a guy that's with an organization called Sky Truth, a nonprofit that uses satellite technology to track environmental issues, said they analyzed the data, and from what they were able to tell from their data, the Rotterdam Express, over a number of days when it was anchored in the sea, it was the closest ship to the pipeline, but they found that it was never closer than 1,500 feet to the pipeline. They don't really believe that it could have been that ship. So they said it's unlikely that the anchor of that ship is the culprit, but that's who the Coast Guard's looking at.
well, then who else?
Well, there's probably a number of vessels that they're going to probably follow up on based on their GPS and their what they call their federal mapping data. But also he said that the actual location of the pipeline could be different from what's shown in the mapping data because a 40-year-old line will shift over time. Moved by natural events or other anchor strikes, it could just drift and be in a slightly different location. The company, which is called Hapag-Lloyd, they say that some traffic information shows the Rotterdam Express had moved while it was anchored, but that seems to be wrong. The ship's captain has provided logs, updated hourly, showing the ship did not leave its anchorage place for several days.
This is what I like. All the information that they're getting to analyze. Everyone's saying, well, that's wrong. Well, that's wrong. How hard is
Well, this is the early stages of the investigation. And there's a lot of data to
They
collect.
should be very precise. GPS coordinates are exact.
They should be.
The pipe is in exactly one place.
I'll say it again. I saw a satellite photo of that area this morning. There were so many container ships, and they highlighted where the pipeline was. I'm like, oh my God, they all look like they're on top of it. So I think there's a lot of vessels of interest, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I just wonder why they're picking on the Germans first.
Well, that's just one that leaked out, I guess.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to talk to a UC Berkeley professor emeritus of engineering and project management and systems. He was featured in an El Segundo Times story today. The reason he's good to talk to is he helped design the platform they call Ellie. That's the one that Amplify owns out there off of the coast of Huntington Beach and Newport Beach. And, of course, it's their pipeline is the one that got connected or disconnected. We'll talk to him coming up next.
John and Ken, Kfi, Deborah Marquez News.
Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco has confirmed he paid membership dues to the Oath Keepers group, which the FBI calls an anti-government militia. Bianco says it's an organization that supports the Constitution, and he paid for a one-year membership in 2014. A civil rights lawyer and city council member in Coachella has accused Bianco of associating himself with white supremacy. The mayor of Palm Springs says the sheriff's association with the group is offensive and he should resign immediately. Kids have been encouraged to walk or bike to school today as part of a national effort. It's also California Clean Air Day. CHP Officer Mitch Smith tells KTLA the first thing drivers can do to help kids get on their way safely is to slow down.
That should be their first instinct. Second would be avoid those distractions. That'll absolutely, allow them to be as vigilant as possible, be able to react to any situation which may come up.
This kid in the Los Alamitos area tells KTLA what he likes best about getting to school an old-fashioned way.
Being with my friends,
Some local transit agencies, including Metro, are giving free rides today to encourage people to get out of their cars and clean up the air. The White House says President Biden will meet virtually with the president of China before the end of the year.
We're still working through what that would look like, when, and of course the final details.
Press Secretary Jen Psaki says Biden has never been shy about raising human rights concerns with Chinese leaders and accused the Trump administration of not raising those concerns. She says Biden and the Chinese president will likely also talk about ongoing tensions involving Taiwan. Food marketers say the cost of groceries is likely to keep going up. Food prices in the U.S. have been increasing over the past year. Marketers say that's because food companies have been jacking up prices to recover from the pandemic and because there are supply chain problems caused by a shortage of workers. A new job at a major food company could help spice up your next Taco Tuesday.
Spice company McCormick is announcing its first ever director of taco relations.
Well, that's strange. That's a first. All right. Well, we're going to go to Angel. Angel, I'm sure you're not going to sound like that. We have a crash on the 5 in Sylmar.
You know, it's October, and all things are pretty spooky right now.
Totally, yeah.
Including the drive in Pacoima on the northbound side of the 5 before the 118. A crash is in the right lane, and delays here are loading up, getting away from Sheldon. Well, we've got Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by injury attorney, Superwoman, superlawyer.com.
Yeah, we've got a little problem near Dodger Stadium here. The 110, I should say the 5 northbound at the 110, right near the stadium. Looks like they did clear an earlier problem there. And it is backed up into East LA interchange. And of course, the Dodgers playoff game coming up in less than 2 hours now. So already the parking lot's about a quarter full. So already folks piling in here. Doesn't look like too big a deal. Getting through the parking lot, and it also looks like the 101 southbound, 101 south, that's going to load up from Hollywood Boulevard down into Echo Park towards the stadium as well. Injured in an accident? Visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
We're getting word of a car fire in Pacific Palisades along Pacific Coast Highway, northbound lanes at Topanga Canyon. So watch for some lane restrictions and delays. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
If you're a small business owner.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
You want
off to the show. You were late. Go ahead.
You're just dumpy.
It's like a 5-second delay.
Not 5 seconds. If you're, where was it? Oh, if you're a small business owner, you want to offer your employees the best health care without having to worry about your bottom line.
Get your face out of your telephone or whatever you're doing. California Choice is your solution that's different than traditional employee benefits programs.
Best of all, it's affordable.
California Choice packages 8 top health plans like Kaiser Permanente and Anthem Blue Cross into one single program.
You can control your costs and give your employees the freedom to choose the plan they want.
You can customize your program however you'd like, adding dental, vision, life, chiro, or acupuncture.
And as a small business owner, you get valuable additional services at no cost, like HR support, flexible spending accounts, and Cal Cobra billing.
If your small business needs affordable health insurance, join the more than 18,000 small businesses taking a California different approach to employee health care.
To learn how California Choice can customize a benefit plan for you, dial pound 250 on your cell and say My Cal Choice.
That's pound 250, My Cal Choice, or go to mycalchoice.com.
Southland weather from KFI, mostly cloudy tomorrow. Highs mid-60s to mid-70s for Metro LA and the Valleys. Upper 60s to low 70s for Inland OC and the IE. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Deborah Mark.
Well, you've heard me talk about my friends at Sunday and how they can sell your home fast without any repairs, without the hassle of dealing with showings, realtors, cleaning, or making upgrades. Now Sunday has made the process even easier for those who want to sell a property fast. Contact Sunday for your free no-obligation cash offer. They're going to visit your property, take photos, and do a 3D walkthrough. They'll package your property details and send it to the thousands of local investors in their database who are actively looking to buy properties. The average homeowner receives 12 offers on their property. It's quick and easy. Plus, you can close in as little as 10 days, or they have the flexibility to close in months. They can even give you a $20,000 cash advance, which will help with moving costs when you sell with Sunday. Go to Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com, or phone them, 800-25-OFFER. Get a free no-obligation cash offer at Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com. Sunday is a California licensed real estate broker. DRE license number 020-88298.
Attention homeowners.
Interactive Mortgage has dropped rates again to a rock-bottom 1.875% rate in APR. Yes, it's incredible. A rock-bottom 1.875%. And if that's not enough, Interactive Mortgage will even pay your title, escrow, and appraisal fees. That's right, no points and no fees. Absolutely zero. Zilch. None. So what are you waiting for? Call now and take advantage of these never-before-offered rates. A 1.875% rate in APR with no fees whatsoever. Call Interactive Mortgage now at 844-371-CASH. That's 844-371-CASH. 844-371-2274. Or visit interactivemortgage.com.
Windpoint Corporation, DBA Interactive Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender. Terms and conditions apply. New client code, loan amount $300,000 to $548,250. Minimum FICO of 740 and maximum LTV of 60%. All loans subject to underwriting approval, and not all applicants will qualify. Loans made or arranged pursuant to California Finance Law License number 603F938. NMLS number 302352.
I couldn't hold into the call Jacob and Bonnie. Call Jacob.
For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules.
There's red, blue, and then there's you. You're a free thinker and believe the best idea should win no matter whose idea that is. At KFI AM 640, we give you all the news you need and a variety of opinions, and you make up your own mind. Beholden to no one. Live, local, and independent. KFI AM 640 is made for independent thinkers like you.
John and Ken Show. John Cobell and Ken Chiappo, KFI AM 640. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Well, there apparently was a news conference this afternoon about the oil spill off the Orange County coast. We'll catch up with Alex Stone, ABC News for KFI, with more on that. Right now, though, we have an opportunity to talk to Robert B., UC Berkeley Professor Emeritus of Engineering and Project Management and Systems, who worked for years in the offshore oil industry and, in fact, helped design one of the platforms out there that's been under scrutiny for the past several days, the one called Ellie.
Yeah, he's a tremendous amount of experience in everything to do with oil drilling and pipelines and these floating platforms and the rigs. So let's talk to him. I don't think we could find a guy who's got more knowledge than he has. 48 years of experience. Robert, welcome to the John and Ken Show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right, I imagine this is like the Super Bowl for you, huh? You get a huge oil spill. It's happening right not far from you here in Southern California. You've got 48 years of experience. What do you think went on here?
I'd say I'd call it something that we here in the United States managed to failure. In essence, as I've come to understand, this disaster, as I've worked on many of them, even at this early stage, it clearly, to me, is saying this was preventable.
This was preventable. Well, what should have been done to prevent it? What should have been foreseen?
Well, the first thing was the pipeline that failed is connected at both ends of that pipeline to a system that is very old. And one of the hallmarks of very old systems, and by the way, I can talk personally because I'm pushing now 85 years of my body system.
Right.
Well, as these systems get older, they don't get stronger. They get weaker. More potential defects begin to become evident and operational, and it's the collection of those defects that, if it's allowed to go on, can result in a failure.
If it was an anchor that dislodged it and perhaps ripped a hole in it, is that something that could have been prevented with a newer pipeline?
Well, no. If you anchored a ship, in direct area over the pipeline, right there is something that normally is not allowed. We have anchorages for ships intentionally put into areas so that if anchors drag, we don't drag those anchors into a vital piece of a lifeline or a pipeline in this case, which if you cause failure can cause, we'll call it some very large downstream effects.
Do you think
the first step is prevention.
Do you think the anchor scenario happened, or are you skeptical of it?
Well, at this point, I have to be skeptical because I'm not privy on a first-hand basis to the data information that points to the anchor dragging as the primary cause of the failure. So, because it is early time, information is not completely available, I have to remain skeptical, cautious, if you will. But what I have collected at this point, which is involved information your public listening to this program is privy to, well, it looks like the pipeline is number one on the problem list, and with that, the anchor collision that dragged the pipeline out of its normal course.
It's a 41-year-old pipeline. I mean, really, what is the timeline of a pipeline? What is the lifeline? You're quoted as saying that's really old and past its operational life.
Yes. And the answer is, again, your listening public can relate to this. The lifetime of a person is a great variable. And maintenance, the initial design that our parents went through, all of that has an effect that accumulates with time that determines how long our lifetime will be. But as you may have learned, I was involved in the early days of design, construction of the platform, that's connecting pipelines and other parts of this system all the way to onshore. I would call it certainly in most of the onshore areas I've worked in, this system probably would have been decommissioned by this time.
So when you helped design and build this thing 41 years ago, it was never in your mind that this would still be operating in the year 2021.
That's correct. And that's a very important question you've asked, because when we design pipelines in general, the primary focus is on our early stages of our discovery as people. In essence, it's all associated and focused on those early life challenges that infuse the pipeline design. It's been very rare that I've encountered in my experience, which by the way dates back first to 1954, but I came to work in this area in 1960. It's very unusual that you would see attention given to the end-of-life phase when the system was designed.
Oh, well, thank
and
you.
That tells you you've got to be on guard for things that happen during the lifetime, monitoring and doing proper analysis so that you know when to decommission the system.
All right, Robert D., we appreciate talking to you. Thank you so much for giving us some time.
Good help.
UC Berkeley Professor Emeritus of Engineering and Project Management and Systems. He worked for years in the offshore oil industry. We reached out to him because He was part of the design team that came up with Platform Ellie. That's the one that the pipeline is attached to that got gashed and leaked all that oil into the Orange County beaches. More coming up.
Gee, my God, he was back in 1954 working in the business.
That's what he said.
And
Yeah.
not too many guys in the world who could say something like that. John and Ken, Deborah Marquez News.
Governor Newsom has signed a bill that makes it easier for community college students to transfer to a UC or Cal State school. More than 2,200 Kaiser Permanente employees across the country have been put on unpaid leave because they are not vaccinated against COVID-19. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says there has been a drop in COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. Trouble on the 60, and we will check in with the KFI in the sky next.
All right, here's something that we always talk about. You know, the price of everything is exploding. Highest inflation rate in 40 years.
How about that? That's tough to live with. Everywhere you go, gas, food, you're hit with higher, increased prices. It's maddening. Well, car and home insurance are no exception to this.
Now, this is why you have to call AIS to get savings on car and home insurance.
Yeah, just get your insurance policies together and do this. Call AIS. They're going to spend the time to find out where they can save you money. They're very good at this. They did it for us. They'll do it for you.
Yes, I know firsthand.
You do?
We've saved
Where's
thousands.
your second hand?
Huh? Well, you don't. Can't tell you.
No, not there.
We've saved thousands of dollars over the years. I've saved thousands of dollars sometimes in a single year.
Hand it over.
My hand?
Into my second hand. Look, with prices rising, you have to find places to save. Customers save an average of $640 when they switch to AIS, and it's just about the easiest thing you're going to do all day.
So give AIS 5 minutes and see how much you could be saving on car and home insurance.
800-777-4AIS, AISinsurance.com.
1-800-777-4AIS. This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings.
The National League wildcard game is tonight, and the Dodgers will have right-handed ace Max Scherzer on the bump against the Cardinals, who will counter with Adam Wainwright. In the NBA, the Lakers and Clippers will be impacted by a mandate for Los Angeles businesses to require proof of vaccination before entering. And in NHL preseason action, it's the Kings and Ducks meeting tonight in the first of two freeway face-offs that close out each team's preseason. I'm J.B. Haffron.
Download the DraftKings app and use code SPORTS to get a free shot and millions of dollars up for grabs this week with your first deposit.
Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
We have a crash on the 60 in Diamond Bar.
Watch out here as you travel eastbound past Grand. That wreck is blocking the carpool lane. Delays loading up away from Fullerton Road. And the westbound side of the 60 occurring out after that earlier problem in Roland Heights. We're still seeing a backup getting away from the 57 freeway. Let's check in with Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com.
Eastbound side of the 60, right out of East LA interchange from the 710 through Montebello. Pretty heavy there. Southbound side of the 5, that moves up right off the East LA interchange. That's up most of the way through Downey. Of course, we have the big Dodger game tonight. A lot of freeways loading up, heading into the Chavez Ravine area. Looks like the 101 southbound jammed up now from about Hollywood Boulevard down through Echo Park. The northbound side of the 5, that loads up from East LA interchange up to Stadium Way. And likewise on that southbound 5, that's already very heavy from Burbank down to the stadium as well. Injured in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
210 westbound looking a little busier than usual for this time of day. Heavy in stretches from about the 605 to the 134. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
This report is sponsored by Spectrum Business. Small businesses are always looking for ways to cut costs. That's why they should switch to Spectrum Business. They could cut their internet and phone bill in half while getting faster internet speeds and proven reliability. Call 888-489-2212 today.
Hey, are you thinking about selling your house or condo, but just the thought of everything you have to do just stresses you out? Well, what if I tell you that you don't need to stress? All you have to do is call Seller's Advantage. So get this. Seller's Advantage will buy your home as is for cash. Yes, you heard that correctly, as is for cash. And the best part is you don't have to hold those open houses. No strangers will be strolling through your home and touching all your stuff. There are also no realtor fees or commissions, no escrow fees, and you don't have to repair anything. Seller's Advantage takes care of all of that as well. Damon and Doug from Seller's Advantage just bought a house from one of our KFI listeners. The owner wanted to sell his house, and of course he met with a couple of real estate agents and then met with Seller's Advantage. He compared all the numbers, and he got the best deal with Seller's Advantage. So if you're thinking about selling your home and you don't want the headaches and you want it done fast, call Seller's Advantage and see how much your house is worth. Call now for your free quote. Call 888-321-AS-IS. Call 888-321-AS-IS. That's 888-321-AS-IS. Or go to sellersadvantage.com. BRE number 01961658.
Want a new set of wheels without spending hours at car dealerships? Download the Roto app. That's R-O-D-O. You can browse thousands of vehicles from your phone, buy a car in minutes, and even have it delivered. Plus, Roto finds every discount available, so you know you're always getting the best price, with no hidden fees. Listen, if you're ready to buy a car, make it easy on yourself and go with Roto. Download the Roto app now or check out roto.com. That's ROTO.com.
How are those Solar Max panels treating you?
I love it. I went with Solar Max years ago. I just wish I went sooner with all the money I saved.
Right now you can get from Solar Max Tesla 420 panels and power walls for $79.96 per month and $0 down.
Dial pound 250 and say Solar Max or go to solarmaxtech.com. Monthly payment available on approved credit. CSW number 9720.
At Southern California Edison, keeping our communities safe from the threat of wildfire is our priority. We're installing insulated power lines, managing vegetation, and inspecting and upgrading equipment on 50,000 square miles of community and wild spaces. Helping to keep our communities safe is a job we take very seriously, because the communities we serve are the communities we live and work in, too. Learn more at SCE.com/mitigation.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your cars today. Donate online at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your cars today.
Also accepting real estate donations.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
I picked up a hitchhiker and nothing happened. Circa 1997, I was going out to Stimson, and I had a pickup truck, and there was a hitchhiker, and I said, you can get in the back. And the guy jumped in the back and dropped him off.
And when you got to the beach, he was gone.
Gary and Shannon, weekdays at 10 a.m.
Right?
Well, I don't know. He took off. I didn't get killed.
He didn't?
I didn't get killed.
On KFI.
Johnny Ken Show, John Cobell and Ken Champo, KFI, AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. All right, I've been authorized to make this offer. There's room on the Moist line. 1-877-MOIST-86, 1-877-664-7886. Get your message in there. Good chance we'll hear you on Friday during the 5 o'clock hour. All right, so I think this part of an El Segundo time story is all you need to know about the pipeline situation and the oil spill off the coast of Orange County. As you know, out there it's federally regulated. The state doesn't permit this, but the feds still do, and they want to stop that. There are 2 federal oversight agencies that are responsible for keeping an eye on these operations of offshore drilling. One of them is the U.S. Department of the Interior's Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement. This thing was created in 2010, after the Deepwater Horizon disaster. 11 workers were killed, 4 million barrels spewed into the Gulf of Mexico. So the El Segundo Times reached out to them, and they heard from Bobby Nash. Yes, a grown man who goes by the name Bobby. Hey, you have a bias? The ruptured pipeline was last inspected by the company that operates it in October 2019. Under a January 1999 agreement between the 2 federal oversight agencies and state authorities, the company, which is Amplify Energy, is required to conduct an internal inspection of the pipeline every 2 years. Now, he went on to say that the Bureau also conducts annual comprehensive inspections and unannounced inspections of all platforms
in federal waters offshore California every 2 months. But he did not say whether or not they had done any inspections of Amplified pipeline in recent years. So basically, this article is saying this agency doesn't have enough manpower, and they often rely on the companies themselves to inspect these pipelines, which should make you very suspicious.
Which means nobody was inspecting.
They don't care, right?
No, they don't care. Well, I go back to the guest we just had on, Robert B., who's now a professor emeritus at Berkeley. He's 84 years old, and he was part of the team that designed the LA platform, which this ruptured pipeline is connected to. And he said there was nobody thought that this thing would still be around in 2021.
It's 41 years.
What does this tell you is these companies, like that doofus CEO, this Martin Wilshire.
Yeah, Wilshire. And by the way, these pipelines, they change hands, too.
Well, yeah, the pipeline is sold from one ridiculous oil company to the next. All these companies and the executives connected have only one interest, to maximize profit. If they even start talking, having a meeting about replacing the pipelines, upgrading the equipment,
that's expensive.
That's costing money. That's not why they're
that doesn't
there.
produce oil, right? It transports the oil.
Sid,
we've already got a pipeline down there. Shut up, you.
They have these. It's a publicly traded company, Amplify Energy. So their first obligation is to the stockholders. Period. Return on investment to the stockholders. That means keeping profit margins fat, and then the stock price reflects the high profit margin. If your profit margin sinks, for whatever reason, the stock price automatically goes down. And often these guys have contracts where their incentive bonuses depend on the price of the stock. It's either up or it's down. It doesn't matter what the reason is. It doesn't matter. It's like, hey, this would be a good idea because this pipeline's 40 years old and it's going to blow. Well, that doesn't matter. Refurbishing the pipelines, replacing them, is going to cost a lot of money, less profit, less stock price, less bonus for the fat executive. That's the beginning and end of the analysis.
We had the same problem with utility infrastructure, like Pacific Gas and Electric. Remember all the water mains that burst with the DWP in L.A.? Because they're not exactly completely public companies that are comparable.
But PG&E is public.
It is public. It is sold. Right?
It's a public, and that's why. And those executives made money when the stock price and the profits were higher. I was reading about a company yesterday. We have all these supply chain issues, right? And all the companies that rely on the transportation process, the cargo ships and the trains and the trucks and all. This company was paying, I think, $2,000 for a cargo container last year, and now they're paying $20,000 for a cargo container to try to rush the shipment. So they're willing to pay 10 times the amount. It's going to cut into their profits, but it's a privately held company. It's not traded on the stock exchange. So the executive says, we can do this. It's interesting the way he worded it. It's like, we can do this because we're privately held. If we want to take less of a profit, we're the only ones that have to answer to it. But if you're a publicly traded company, you can't suddenly pay 10 times for the cargo to get it shipped faster so you can have a higher market share for Christmas. You can't do that. And the whole thing's messy. Because if your profits go down, your stock price goes down. The target price from those the Wall Street analysts, right? When those target prices go down for what the future stock is going to be, well, that in itself, a prediction like that will send the price down.
All right, coming up next, Alex Stone, ABC News for KFI. He's been monitoring the situation in Orange County with the oil spill. He'll have the latest next.
John and Ken Show, Deborah Marquez News, KFI AM 640.
If you already know what you want us to say, you're probably in the wrong place.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
New mandate. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The LA City Council has approved an ordinance requiring people show proof of full vaccination against COVID-19 before going to indoor places, including restaurants, bars, and malls. Council President Nuri Martinez says hospitals are still filling up with COVID patients and most of them are unvaccinated.
It is unfair to continue to put everyone else's lives on pause because some won't listen to science, data, and the facts.
The vote to approve the ordinance was 11-2. Councilmen Joe Buscaino and John Lee voted no. 2 council members were absent for the vote. The ordinance will go into effect in early November. 69% of people who live in LA County, by the way, are fully vaccinated against COVID. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says there's been a drop in COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths.
97,910 cases per day, which represents a decrease of about 12% over the previous week. And the 7-day average of daily deaths remains fairly constant at 1,400 per day.
Walensky says there are many hospitals across the U.S. that are at full capacity with COVID cases, so people should continue to wear face masks and social distance to keep the virus from spreading. More than 5,000 gallons of oil have been cleaned up in Orange County, but answers about the exact timeline of the oil spill are hard to come by.
A unified response team says 350 people are picking up clumps of oil off the beaches, and 13 live birds and 2 dead birds have been collected. Amplify Energy CEO Martin Wilshire was asked multiple times about reports that 3 hours went by Saturday morning before operators shut off the oil.
We discovered oil and water during line run at 8:09 a.m. Instantly radioed back to the platforms, and the platforms initiated the incident response plan at that time.
A preliminary report suggests a low-pressure warning may have went out hours earlier, along with claims the oil was spotted the night before. In Huntington Beach, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
Governor Newsom has signed a $47 billion package to make it easier for students in California to go to college. One of the laws requires the UC and Cal State systems to agree on a common set of courses that community college students need to take to be able to transfer. The package also includes funding for more affordable housing and access to college savings accounts for low-income students. 2 people have been shot at a high school in the Dallas area. 2 others have been hurt in the shooting.
This is not a random act of violence. This is not somebody attacking our schools. This is a student. We believe right now, preliminary, that it was a student that got into a fight and drew a weapon.
Arlington Assistant Police Chief Kevin Colby says one of the 4 people involved in the shooting may be a teacher. The suspected shooter is 18. He has been arrested. It's slow on the 101 in Agora Hills.
Where these delays are just filling in. Now we're backing up out away from Liberty Canyon Road. That drive remains long and slow all the way to the 170-134 split. Continuing into Hollywood, we're seeing single-digit speeds away from Sunset Boulevard as you roll into downtown Los Angeles. Let's check in with Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by injury attorney, superwomansuperlawyer.com.
Yeah, that's the trouble with Diamond Bar here, Angel. 60 eastbound at Grand, and that's also a merge on the merge with 57 north of Grand. They just cleared out of the carpool in the left lane just a few minutes ago. So it's still in a recovery mode. Looks like the north 57. That's pretty well tied up back through the Brea Pass here, starting just past Connor Canyon out of Orange County. That eastbound 60, that is a bear. It is bumper to bumper well into Hacienda Heights, where they're reaching new lows there. 605 southbound, hitting the brakes there just away from Peck Road as you approach Rose Hills. Looks like it'll be heavy through the 5%. Injuries in accident. This is Superwoman.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
South LA, 110 northbound loading up. Actually, we're backing it up out of Gardena from the 91 freeway to travel all the way to the 101. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm in from Martinez.
This hour of KFI is brought to you by Sunlux, your best value in solar for all your energy needs. Sunlux.com.
The rain's coming. We'll tell you when next.
You need some major work on your mouth. Your teeth are all rotted. They may have fallen out. It might be your whole mouth has gone to hell. Well, you go to Cunning Dental. They have new permanent teeth in a day. An entire new set of teeth. Zirconia teeth. They look completely natural. They feel like your real teeth, but they're stronger and more resistant to cracking, chipping, and staining. And you'll bite and chew just like you used to. You can't get cavities in these teeth. You'll end up smiling in photos again, and you'll have more confidence when you speak because you'll have a full, attractive smile instead of that weird black hole. Cunning Dental. Attend a free seminar this Saturday, the 9th, in Irvine. Meet real patients who have gotten new permanent teeth in a day. Get $1,500 off your procedure, and they're offering no money down payment plans on approved credit. They're offering price in November 30th.
Use your dental insurance by the end of the year, or you'll lose it. Call Cunning Dental 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier.